ready for a psychological masterclass? Because this morning, I've got an absolute mega key to share with you. I am going to teach you how to successfully gaslight your own brain into success. We're going to talk about how to program your RAS. Jake, I never heard of that. RAS. I don't have a RAS. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure I don't have one. What's an RAS? Your RAS is your reticular activating system. It is the part of your brain involved with your prefrontal cortex in programming your reality. That was probably illegal, what I just did there. It's fine. Let me explain this to you. First off, we're gonna break down the fact that negativity doesn't exist. It's not real. It's a figment of your imagination. It's literally the devil feeding you garbage thoughts. That's one thing. We'll go back to that in a second. The other thing that's important, you're interested in getting, let's say, a C7 Corvette, right? I want a Corvette. And then all of a sudden, over the course of the next day or two, you're driving around like normal, and what the heck? There's like C7 Corvettes everywhere. I never saw these before. Or they weren't here, and now that I'm thinking about it, now they're everywhere. That's your reticular activating system feeding you information that you've asked to see, okay? How that works. Think red car, boom, red car right there. See that? So, reticular activating system will serve you information, visual feedback in your world relative to the information you choose to believe that you feed it, okay? Just facts. That's how the reticular activating system works. It's a yes man, okay? Now going back to the negativity's not real, okay? Ask someone, you know, you go to the gym, you ask somebody, hey, how's your day going? And they pause for a second, and you know, most people, their common response is, good, how are you? Or, living the dream, but you can tell by their inflection, they're saying it in like a sarcastic way. I say living the dream not in a sarcastic or satirical way. I'm actually living my dream, and I make sure to emphasize and tell people I'm not joking either. That's legit. But other people just like pause and say, I guess, how are you? Well, because they haven't programmed their RAS, they have no conscious awareness of the thought patterns they're engaging in, and they don't really want to go into the negative thoughts that just popped into their mind when you asked them how they're doing. They don't want to tell you the real truth of how they're really doing, because they don't think that you're asking for a therapy session with them, okay? So they're just going to say, good, shirk it off, and say, how are you? And toss the proverbial conversation ball back to you, okay? Their RAS is not programmed. Now see, what I like to do, I like to go up to people and ask them, why are you having such a great day? Okay? Why are you having such a great day? And that question in and of itself, it's a straight up pattern interrupt. I can't tell you how many people at the gym, I've literally pattern interrupted them, and they've stopped, they've paused, and they've gone, what? Huh? Why am I having such a great day? And they like start pondering it, like really thinking about the question, because it's not a question they were prepared to answer. And it's because that question is directly framed from a positive oriented place. I'm not asking, are you having a good day? What good or bad thing is happening to you today? I'm asking, why are you having a good day? I'm making the presumption that you're already having a good day, even if you're not. And that's why it works so excellently as a pattern interrupt, because your RAS takes that information and goes, all right, he's asking me why I'm having such a great day, so I need to use all my brain's faculties to come up with a list of reasons, start counting the blessings and the gratitudes and the platitudes that I have for why am I having a great day. Well, there's this reason and there's that reason. See what I'm saying? So your RAS is very malleable. So we're going to gaslight yourself into living a better life by being presumptive of positivity. Now, losers like to call this toxic positivity. You're denying reality, okay? Love to do that thing. And stuff, it's just dumb, okay? The idea of toxic positivity is the stupidest concept I've ever heard. It's not denying reality. To choose to be in a positive-oriented vibrational state, okay? That's not what it is. I am choosing that the hand that I've been dealt in life, yeah, there's some bad, negative parts about this hand that low-key but I'm not gonna harp on all the negatives and sulk about it and get all down and mopey like an idiot. I'm gonna count my blessings and be happy about the good parts, and that will multiply the good parts. What you focus on, you get more of. So as I focus on all the good, more good will multiply in my life. I'll become more fruitful. Toxic positivity is what losers say to people that are winning, because they understand how to program their reticular activating system to try and drag them down vibrationally. Don't listen to it. It's dumb, okay? You need to be growth-oriented, positive-oriented, frame everything from a state of gratitude, and your life will get infinitely better overnight. Not even overnight, immediately, literally that day. The moment you start thinking and acting like this, your life will change for the positive. I guarantee it. It's literally impossible for it to not work. So, your reticular activating system, understand it at a deeper level, and use that information. See, every time you take in new information, this is why I love making motovlogs that are centered around educational stuff, because one, it might be entertaining to watch. I don't know, maybe I could make it more entertaining. I'm working on it. I'll grow and evolve and build my skills as I keep doing it. But by the end of the video, my viewership is, they can walk away confidently saying, I feel like I've retained some information, I've learned something, I'm better now because I've watched this. And that's valuable, because every time you take in new information, you are increasing your abilities to live a good life if you choose to act on the new information. So make sure our reticular activating systems are dialed in so that we can be confident in the fact that we are moving forward towards a desirable future. You see what I'm saying? You copy? You picking up what I'm putting down? Alright, we made it. We're at the gym, dude. That's the vlog. We're vlogging, man. I'm actually so fired up about it. Like, literally living the dream, man. Living the dream. Again, not satirically. I'm actually being dead serious, dude. Life's awesome. Is anybody here? Any of my bike homies? Nope. Nobody's here, man. I actually am like 20 minutes later than I usually am. Low-key, that's my fault, actually. A little nappy nap on the freaking recliner, dude. What happens, man, when it's so freaking early. I'm gonna do full body today, I think, actually. No recording, just because I don't feel like it. We'll just do motovlogs for right now, alright? I mean, my stupid key. Alright, love you guys. See ya.